It's day 4 of the Middle Eastern week, and today I've got a really good one for you. It's one of the latest releases to the Afnan Supremacy lineup, and this one is Supremacy in-oud. So to find out which expensive niche fragrance this one smells pretty much identical to, stay tuned to Mag's FRAGS. Yes, hello again everybody, and thank you very much once again for tuning in to this latest episode of Mag's FRAGS, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul, and today's featured fragrance is Supremacy in-oud by Middle Eastern clone house Afnan. It came out just last year in 2021 alongside the Not Only Intense version, so these are the most recent additions to the lineup. It's described as a woody, spicy fragrance for both men and women. It comes in a 100ml bottle size and in an extrait de parfum concentration, so pretty much the highest level of concentration of oil that you can get. So expect this one to be very long lasting. This is actually the priciest one in the line, and I couldn't find it anywhere for under 50 quid for ages, but then I stumbled across it on the Nutina website for £46, so I pulled the trigger on it. But now I believe it's even dropped down a bit further to around about the £42 mark. Yes, so into the presentation, and if you've watched the first 5 episodes of the series, you'll have probably heard me keep saying about how Afnan have really upped the game over the past couple of years compared to the older Supremacy releases. And just look at this presentation box that you get with this one. It's like something that you'd expect from a £500 Clive Christian fragrance rather than one that you've paid under 50 quid for. The main presentation box comes wrapped in an outer sleeve, which comes in this brown and gold colourway, and features the name of the fragrance and the house at the bottom. And then there's the usual large Supremacy motif that comes in a raised textured finish. Around the back there's all your usual product information, as well as an Afnan hologram sticker of authentication at the bottom, which I didn't even get in the Not Only Intense fragrance. So it looks like this one is the flagship of the line in terms of its presentation. When you remove the outer sleeve, you find this absolutely stunning hard plastic case with an ultra glossy brown finish and gold accents. The only negative about it is after about 2 minutes of handling it, it does get full of fingerprints, which quickly defaces it. Again, there's the name of the fragrance and the house, which is set within the gold plaque at the bottom. And then we have another Supremacy motif, which is actually part of a gold inlay card that you get inside once you open this up. On the back of this inlay card, there's some script about the raw materials that are used to make the fragrance, and then on the side you've got the Afnan logo. But then you reach the fragrance, which is mounted in a velour surround, and just look at that for quality presentation. It looks absolutely stunning, and all this thought and effort for a fragrance that costs under 50 quid. Mind blown. The bottle design, again, is not much different to the others in this line, apart from the brown to gold metallic colourway, which I think looks pretty expensive. Again, there's the name of the fragrance and the name of the house on the front, along with this metal Supremacy emblem, which is in gold. At the bottom we have an Afnan logo, which is stamped into the bottom of the glass, and then again at the top we have an etched Afnan logo there at the top of the cap. The cap is made from metal, and it feels really weighty, and it clicks into place, and it seems to fit more tightly around the atomizer than the others do, but I still wouldn't have the confidence to pick it up by the cap, so never get into that bad habit of doing that. The spray quality, again, it's a gold atomizer, and the spray quality seems to be even slightly better, delivering a really nice fine mist. So overall, Afnan are certainly leading the way in terms of presentation compared to all the other Middle Eastern brands that I've at least tried myself so far. So into the note breakdown, and this one opens up with top notes of saffron, nutmeg and lavender. In the heart of the fragrance there's agar wood and sweet notes. and the base notes in this one are patchouli and musk. Okay, so let me start by revealing what this is a direct clone of, and that's Oud for Greatness by Initio Parfums. Obviously there'll be probably more expensive ingredients in the original, but honestly, unless you're an absolute fragrance connoisseur, you're not going to be able to tell hardly any difference, if any difference, between this and the original. But there's not only this that the original has to compete with. We've also got the Oud for Glory clone from Lattafa that up until now has been the king of not only Oud for Greatness clones, but pretty much every clone out there. This is as near to as like a one-to-one clone as you're ever likely to get, and even the bottle is a total knockoff of the original. But before I let you know how these two compare, I'm going to briefly describe how this one smells, just for anyone that's just getting into niche fragrances and hasn't yet tried Oud for Greatness or either of these two. This is mainly a warm, semi-sweet and woody fragrance with a hint of spice, and it's possibly the easiest to wear oud fragrance that's out there, so great for anyone just dipping their toe into the niche perfumery market. It's very rich and luxurious smelling with a mysterious Middle Eastern quality. There's a hint of animalic muskiness in there and a touch of earthiness from the patchouli, but everything just blends together perfectly and you get a really nice velvety, smooth, sweet but woody aroma that's fast becoming one of the most iconic and recognisable fragrances ever. So in terms of scent DNA, is this one better than the Oud for Glory? And the answer to that is not really, but there is a slight difference in the way that the scent is delivered. The Oud for Glory seems to have a bit more punch in the opening, with it containing more alcohol and less oil. This is like a full right hook from Mike Tyson, whereas this one is more of a Will Smith style open-handed slap in like a sharp suit. It's a bit more smooth and refined in the beginning, but in terms of actual smell, I'd say they're totally identical. I've actually got them on each hand as we speak, and there's no way of telling them apart. My brain actually wants me to like the Supremacy more because it's double the price and it has all the presentation quality, etc. But to be honest, I would be lying if I said there was more than a 1% difference between these two, which is actually a huge compliment to this one because it also makes it ridiculously accurate to the original Oud for Greatness. This is one that's best suited to the cooler months of the year, and it's absolutely perfect in the autumn time. It's fairly versatile in terms of how to wear it, and I think you could wear it both dressed up or casually. I would say that avoid high heat or overspraying it if you're going to be predominantly indoors, because this can definitely become a little bit headache inducing if you're exposed to like too much of it. It is classed as a unisex fragrance, and I've read comments all over from women who say that it's the signature scent, but in my opinion it's not something that I would enjoy smelling or coming off a woman, because for me it does lean very masculine. The performance on this one is again genuinely beast mode, but I'd actually say that the Oud for Glory projects a tiny bit more than this one. However, this seems to be detectable for slightly longer, which you'd expect from this having a higher concentration of oil. But I would say with either of these two, I would say less is more, so just 2 or 3 sprays maximum is all you're ever going to need to get you through a full day at work or a full night out partying. Yeah, so this is an absolutely stunning fragrance, pretty much in every way. The presentation is first class, the scent accuracy is spot on, and the performance is great too. At under £50, it's an absolute bargain, but there is an issue, and that is this one is still less than half the price, and if you shop around you can find it for under £20. Therefore this one, in my opinion, is still the one to go for and remains the king of the Oud for Greatness clones. But I love where the Supremacy line is going, and fingers crossed we get more releases of this quality either this year or next year to add to the collection. Yeah, so once again, that's about it for today's Scent of the Day. But don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow with yet another one from the Supremacy lineup. So if you don't want to miss it, don't forget to hit the bell icon and that'll notify you when it goes live. Also, if you've enjoyed the content and found this video at all useful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. It's also great to interact with you all down in the comments section, and I do enjoy reading all about your experiences and all your opinions on everything to do with fragrances. So if you do own any of the fragrances in the Supremacy line, let me know what you think of them. So until next time, thank you very much for tuning in. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon for another one.